The Wednesday week is sponsored by Michael Constantine Wealth Management. We bet you can't find a financial advisor closer to Hillsborough Stadium.
Darren Moore is almost on the dance floor, everybody. Welcome to the Wednesday week. I'm in the hosting chair this week. How has this happened? No idea. I'm joined by 3 season ticket holders who saw the attendance on Saturday and thinking, where were you when we were shit? So I've got Ash, Ben, and Sai on the pod this week. We're going to talk Peterborough. We're going to talk Jalen Brown. We're going to talk Div Journos from Peterborough. Talk about My Wednesday, our new podcast. A quiz, possibly, if Ash wants to do it. And Pompey. So we'll go straight in with the Peterborough game on Saturday. Ashley, what were your thoughts? What were your thoughts going into the game? Were you nervous at all? And then what do you think about the performance?
Yeah, I was. Obviously, Peterborough had a good result against Plymouth the match before, so I know you're not always look at the previous scores and results and everything, but yeah, you do, don't you, just to see what they've been up to.
Yep.
I shouldn't have been really, should I? Because they were pretty shit. Don't get me wrong, we didn't play.
I won't get you wrong.
Yeah, we didn't play as good as we have done most of the season. There was a bit of a lackluster first half, but no complaints. Got the job done. Clean sheet, 1-0, 3 points. Yeah. That's about it, really.
I look at it as when Plymouth came to town and they were supposed to be the best in the league, and they were shit. Let's be honest, they were boring, weren't they? They were crap. We nullified them. So I weren't nervous at all for Peterborough. The only thing, it was only Johnson Clark-Harris who we had any sort of like trepidation for, because he's got 20 league goals this season. But he didn't do anything, did he?
He didn't get off the team bus, did he?
No. Si, what were your thoughts, Si?
There was some trepidation there, wasn't there? Because they'd given Plymouth a bloody good stomping the game before. And looking at their form is either they're really poor or they score a lot of goals. But I think, what was it, 3 shots, 1 on target, sort of just showed how actually dominant we were, despite having a really poor first half. I think they set up in a way to try and nullify our midfield, which nullified them, because Clark-Harris, top scorer in the league, apparently.
Yep.
He did get off the bus, but I think he was wearing somebody else's kit because it was incredibly tight. I thought it was 2 sizes too small. It looked like me in an extra large Wednesday shirt rather than a 4XL.
You see, Si, I stayed way clear of that because I am in no position to talk about, especially a professional footballer's physique. So
he looks like a rugby league player, rather.
Yeah, a prop forward. That was what my dad mentioned that actually.
Yeah. He and absolutely gave nothing at all. First half, it was poor. We were sort of like, where's midfield? We've been waxing lyrical about our midfield over the last few months, and they weren't anywhere to be seen. But I don't know. I've not heard the interview from Moore, but I think he had one of his nice sort of quiet chats at half time, like he does, and he's spoken to about before. And second half, we just dominated it, didn't we? We just basically took control of the game, and put the goal away, and never looked like conceding, despite the referee. I don't know whether we'll talk about him, and the linesman. But despite the referee adding 1 minute in the first half and then 6 minutes in the second half of additional time, Peterborough came away with nothing, and they deserved nothing, and it was another 3 points. It was dispatch them, and we'll move on to the next one, as our manager says.
100%. Ben, Jayden Brown didn't get. I don't think I think the dubious goal panelists took the goal off him. But if he was rewarded that goal, and he probably should be, it's another goal scorer added to our list of goal scorers. Just spread the goals out, and I think that's just a great asset we've got. And like we mentioned, Clark-Harris, we kept him quiet, not tidy. We kept him quiet, and Peterborough did nothing. With us, what do you do as an opposing manager? You can't mark everyone, can you?
No, I think people have exhausted list of things to do. I mean, Ipswich have even resorted to getting people suspended. It's completely backfired on them. To be honest, I don't think he played very well first half. I don't think that's unreasonable to say. I don't think he were that good. That's just how I saw it. I don't think he was great second half, but he's chipped in with the contribution that's got us 3 points, and yeah, he's done that for the second week running, pretty much. So you can't complain too much. If Reece James and Marvin Johnson are fit, they go straight back in. Let's get it right. But
bit harsh now. He's got a goal and an assist now.
It might look, it might be on that, but I think in terms of performance, you play Reece James or Marvin Johnson, but it's a squad game and we're using a squad, and squad's doing well. So yeah, I've not really got too much to add except for don't think he was particularly good, but he's contributed.
I suppose it does help. Can you remember when we went to Fleetwood and we made all them changes? And on paper, you still thought, "Oh, it's a decent team that we should be able to beat Fleetwood." And
in the replay, Blair.
Yeah, in the replay, and they couldn't pass.
It was embarrassing. I did say that I didn't want to see Jaden Brown in a Wednesday shirt again.
Yeah,
the team. It was that, but the whole team. It's not just a.
They couldn't pass to each other, and you think, how can you not pass to each other? You've played football before.
Yeah.
But putting him in the first team, it just shows that we can. I don't want to say carry. I think that's a bit rude, but we can carry a player who's not up to the standard of the first team now, can't we? That's how good our first team is.
Well, yeah, it's supposed, but we didn't carry him. He made a contribution, didn't he? Like Ben said, it weren't that he was just walking around being the old like lazy players, not really interested. He was interested. It did seem to be wanting, and his interviews he's done after the game, he's saying all the right things. Of course, he's a professional footballer, but I thought he did reasonable. But then again, that first half, nobody.
Nobody's
it was one of those, weren't it? It was like you'd probably give everyone a 6. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't anything. We stopped.
Yeah, we gave Peterborough had nothing in the first half either, did we? So even though we played poorly, they didn't have a sniff on goal. And I think I want to hit that the difference between top of the league football and playoff football. I've got a theory. You might think I'm talking absolute shit, but we'll go through that in a bit. We'll go through it now. So. I think so. We've seen playoff football at Hillsborough. It's very fluid. It's open. You can lose about 11 to 12 games. We've seen it 4 times now. Stoic, twice under Carlos last season. You can lose about 12 games a season and still make the playoffs. And your games are entertaining because you're winning a lot of games, but you're also losing a lot of games. There's a lot of goals going in, so your team's wide open. And how many times have we seen a top of the league team? And I can go back to when Wolves came with Sylvan Ebanks Blake, and Malcolm Mackay had Cardiff and they went up. And the top of the league, even Rotherham last season came. And even though we're a poor side, you go, how are these top of the league? Like the crap. And you end up losing, but they win 1 or 2-0. And you think, how are they top of the league? But having seen top of the league football this season, it feels like we have a 20 to 30 minute spell each game where Moore goes, right, go through them, pass them to death, play unbelievable football, and kill them. And we do. And we get 1 or 2 goals. And then after that, we just go so robust and disciplined. And it's not pretty at all. But I mean, we can foul, we can waste time. And I just feel like there's a tactic of being top of the league, and it's not very pretty for 70 minutes of a match. Does that make any sense to people? Or am I talking absolute rubbish?
It's bollocks, Blair.
I understand sort of the crux of what you're saying, that the teams that finish top of the league will find a way regardless, and that's what we've done this season. We played potentially more free-flowing football last season in terms of you think of MK Dons away last season, games like that. We've not really had that sort of outstanding performance. I wouldn't say that we might have had 1 or 2 times last year. But we've been consistently good. Yeah.
We've had performances like beating Cambridge 5-0 and play, but that it was against your class weak opposition. So we'd hope, but like I totally like MK Dons last season, they were flying, and for us that result at MK was a result, a real, like you stood up and looked at that result, and you think, yes. The 2-2 at Ipswich, 2-0 up. It wasn't a great. Well, it was a great result. course, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't a spectacle of a great result, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But
It reminds me of Carlos's second season, when we I've got a really bad
Finished
echo.
fourth.
Really bad echo on this. Sorry, guys. We finished higher than the season before, and we weren't playing that attacking football, were we? There were a lot of drab goals, a lot of drab results. I think the difference this season is that we are really good at keeping teams out, and I think sometimes when you play that defensive game, it does sort of make the game look a little bit dull in places because we are absorbing the pressure and then I wouldn't say counter-attacking, but certainly defending well and building it from the back, which a lot of people moan about.
Yeah.
But from that, we've been scoring goals by that possession play.
20 clean sheets.
It doesn't create lots of goals apart from the teams that are near the bottom of the league.
Yeah, the piss
But
poor
what
ones.
it does do is it creates a lot of clean sheets, and we've got record clean sheets, haven't we? And that's it's proof that, hasn't it?
Well, yeah, Peterborough didn't have one shot. I don't even think they had a shot on target. I don't think they even threatened, really, did they? And that would just goes to, like I say, a great foundation that we've got. And we've said it before, it's Dawson or Stockdale. At the minute, yeah, it's Dawson's shirt, but it was Stockdale started off, weren't it? The clean sheets and everything and everything. So, and then we've just where we've had issues with centre backs through obviously injury or someone, the parent club recalling them. We've brought Flint in, and he seems to be just solid. And when he's there with Iorfa's looked a lot better in the last few games with him.
Yeah, without a doubt.
So I think Saturday's result, yeah, brilliant, 1-0. It's like you say, move on. It's not pretty to see, but I'm sure 21 games unbeaten, and you'll take them, especially in the next few games.
100%. The reason why I had that little like epiphany sort of thing in my head, because I honestly I've seen a lot of top of the league teams coming to Hillsborough, and I've always thought these are crap, but they're top of the league and we were 16th in the championship. I'm like, must be something to it. Maybe because they're better players, right? Because that the journo, I can't remember his name. I don't care, but he put something. So he was like, "I've rattled the fan base. I've rattled Sheffield Wednesday." He put something like, "How we're a rubbish football team," and it's like, "Yeah, but we're top of the league, pal, by a mile, so it can't be that bad." Do you know what I mean? And so, did you see that guy? What
Yeah, I
did.
Yeah. I just thought it just sour grapes, wasn't it? We seem to have had it after every match now. I think we are becoming one of the most hated teams in the league.
That's because we're
Ipswich
successful at
fans,
the minute, isn't it?
It's envy,
exactly.
isn't it?
Ipswich haters with. I don't think Plymouth fans do, but Ipswich fans, Derby fans. There's always been that rival between us and Derby for quite some time, but particularly so this season because I think they thought they were going to win the league, and it looks like
Yeah,
they
but
might even
everyone's cast
struggle.
off.
I think they
Oh, no,
might struggle.
I don't think
struggled.
they did because they barely had a squad, did they? At the start of the season. So
Well, no, but I think when they
playing.
assembled the squad they did, I think there was quite a bit of optimism there in regards to them going up. And certainly when they went on that run 5, 6, 7, 8 matches ago, I think they thought they were coming for us.
Oh, yeah.
But that's gone now, hasn't it? And I think they might
these
even struggle getting in the playoffs.
These teams, like what you say, Si, keep forgetting, but we have to play them bad teams as well. So they go on these big runs and they play like Morecambe and Cambridge and Cheltenham and stuff, who are just dire at the bottom of the league. Sorry, boys. Like, and they forget about but we've got to play them as well. So it's like you get 3 points of them. If you can get 3 points of them, we're going to get 3 points of them. It's almost as simple as that in this league at the moment. It's like what Stevie said last season. It's like the top 7 teams have just broke away now, haven't they? Because the even mid-table now is nowhere near getting playoffs now. And when you look at like Portsmouth, and I think they've got Portsmouth got 6 points. I think Portsmouth might be able to claw it, but Charlton down in like 12th, is nowhere near it now. So yeah, it's a weak league really. So I'm expecting us to win it. So last night's results. Go on.
Sorry, I was just going to say we've got a few sticky games you'd look at, wouldn't you? But then we play like I think it's Forest Green, Cheltenham, and Lincoln the next 3 matches after them, and they're like you said, they're the Barnsley-Bolton game could be sticky, but then we have got a good run of games that we could perceive. Well, obviously we should beat everyone. Everyone's below us, but that you'd say that should be, and I don't think I think it should be 9 points after
six wins should get us promoted. If you look at the previous promotions, they all go up with like 92 points.
So we've got Burton to play, Forest Green, Cheltenham, and Lincoln, is it? So I mean, so that's 4. You'd hope, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You look at.
Am I being too positive, Ben?
No. I think if we get past, obviously Saturday's a tough game at Portsmouth, Bolton at home, I'd back us against anybody at home, and then Barnsley. Get through them 3.
We're the best of team away.
Still unbeaten. If you get through them 3, still unbeaten, then I think you're looking pretty good towards end of the season. You're going into the only game. Then I think that you'd class as tough is the Derby game, and touch wood,
it's done and dusted by then. Yeah,
you want to be promoted by then, without a doubt. Definitely, definitely promoted by Derby game.
Oh,
that's what we want to be.
So.
No. We want to be champions by then, so they have to do a guard of honour for us.
Well, that'd be nice as well. I don't want. Obviously, I don't want to go into that last game of the season. We've gone into so many games in my long life where it's gone into the last game of the season. So we've had, in recent memory, Derby away. Then we've had Crystal Palace at home.
But we've also had Middlesbrough at home when Big Steve Howard scored, and that was really glad to be a good day.
I think it was Forest away, or it might have been at home. We've had so many games. We've had some games as well. Obviously, the Wigan game, which was great. Hull away when we secured playoff for Cardiff. Playoffs.
Yeah, we want to be all done.
We've had. But in all intents and purposes, I really want it to be a party day that Sunday. It's a long weekend for us all. To go into that, look, every week, whether it be we alternate the weeks on the podcast, but every week we talk about the next game ahead, and every week as Wednesdayites. I remember going into the Charlton game. We don't travel well to Charlton. And we dominated that game so much. Plymouth at home. Plymouth at home. It's a little bit, and we've not lost a game since October. I think they said this 2 weeks ago, didn't they? Yeah. And every game we find a chink in our armour, and then Wednesday go and prove us wrong. And Peterborough, there was a little bit of trepidation for me, but to be honest,
turned out
I never thought it was in doubt. And I'll be honest with you, I think Saturday we'll go down. They'll give us a game, and I think we'll come away with 3 points. The only game I've got a little bit of a question mark, and it's the only team that I've seen at Hillsborough and all the away games have been to that actually played really well, and probably the best team to grace the field at Hillsborough other than Wednesday this season is Barnsley. Barnsley were, I thought, in my opinion, a really, really good team when we played them last year, and they beat us 2-0. So they're on a run. And that's the only game. And in my mind, if we beat them, we get a result over at Oakwell, which we can do. I think the league's ours. Then I think the league's ours. I don't think there's anybody else who can give us a game really. I know a few of the teams will be playing towards the end of the season are fighting for their lives. But
that's the only thing, isn't it? The pundit will say it's the business end of the season. Every team's got something to play for.
Look,
I just don't think they're good enough.
Look at it this way: we're going to be going to Forest Green, potentially try wrap tight up, and they could very well be down by then. You're looking at teams that might be down by the time that we play them as well. So there's that to it. There's that element.
And then we've got a huge following at every game. I'm hopefully going to get Forest Green tickets. I've still got my Cheltenham ticket. I'm going to Cheltenham. We're going to hopefully going to Oxford on Good Friday. The Wednesday are going to follow in masses, and the atmosphere away games is getting better and better and better.
Yeah,
and literally out singing the home crowds, and that arrogance. We have got that arrogance there at the moment, and to be honest, I think it's nice that we've got it.
If you can't have arrogance now, when the fuck can you have
when
it?
can you have it? Exactly. Yeah, you're absolutely right, mate.
Jesus Christ! Do you know what I mean? We've lost 3 games. We've got 20 clean sheets on a 21-game unbeaten run. We do got 2 more games unbeaten. That's half a season we've gone unbeaten. It's ridiculous.
It's mental.
Like,
It's mental. It's mental. But also as well, it's nice to see the crowd starting to go up at Hillsborough as well, isn't it? It's nice to see a few more people turning up. Now, I think the club have done a bit of a deal, haven't they, with buying so many tickets to the end of the season? I think have they not done something like
they're
that?
doing
And
that again.
I think it'd be nice if some more people come and maybe the club do some more sort of commercial activities. I don't know whether they will. Just to get some more people, it'd be lovely to see the old ground rocking. Not just at the last game of the season, but all the running up. We've got a game on a Friday night, haven't we? Next week on Friday,
I think
Bolton.
that's going to be. I think that's going to be. I think at Hillsborough now you're going to get above 25,000 every game now.
Be nice. Be good. Be good. And I don't, as a season ticket, I really, really don't care that we get more people coming in who haven't been there forever, because at the end of the day, times are tough, and we spoke about this a few weeks ago, didn't we?
Yeah.
We're lucky enough to be able to afford season tickets or have a life that allows us to have a season ticket. A lot of people work, a lot of people got kids. So, if you could afford to come, get your arse down to Hillsborough, it'd be fantastic to see them.
Ben, before we go on break, the chairman waving his big flag. Was it a flag? It was a shirt. He waving a shirt, last season's shirt, on sale in the shop. Good to see, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I'll start that one off by saying that I was his biggest critic, probably.
Don't worry, mate. Everyone was.
No, some people were. Some people weren't.
I'll put my hand up on that one. I wasn't.
But I absolutely slated him galore. I was probably the worst.
Oh, no,
and to be honest, I think most of it, if not all of it, were warranted. I think he got it. He got it plain and simply wrong. For a lot of that period, what he has done, I feel, over the last 18 months since we went down, is handed it over to people a little bit more that know how to do the job. And touch wood, he's learned from the 18 months, 2 years of, where it started going downhill, and has just took a step back and let other people do the jobs that they know how to do, and let himself do the things that he knows how to do, whatever that may be. And
make money.
I you know what? It's not a bad thing, is it?
No, it's not a bad thing for us.
But yeah, hopefully just stick with it as he has done the last 18 months, because he's not completely changed my mind on him. He's done a good job. The last 18 months, he's done a good job.
He's not a bad guy. He's a very emotional guy, and I think that can be a good and bad thing. Because if he's loving these good times now, he might think, "Oh God, these good times in the Championship. Imagine that." Here more is 25 million. You know what I mean? Buy a new squad. Hopefully, he don't do that. Si, next season, if you do go up, do you think Moore deserves a budget? Because I think if we don't give him a budget, he might think, "I want to," because he's done it on a free. I think he spent 250 grand at Hills, 50 grand on Famero, 200 grand on Wilkes. If we don't give him a budget next season, and another team comes in and goes, "Oh, we'll give you a nice transfer budget," would you be tempted if he was, from his point of view? What would you do? I think we need to give him. I think he deserves a budget personally.
I think there's a couple of 2 or 3 points here that I think firstly we're too early to start discussing the Championship. Let's get promoted first. I really do. Let's not couch chickens. Let's just get over the line, then we'll discuss who, what, why, when. I think in regards to going back to the point on Chansiri, I think if there's been a couple of good articles written by journalists, good articles written by journalists, doesn't come around very often for Wednesday. One of which was, I think it was from Alex re the start of Moore's career at Wednesday, and the fact of it was a toxic team and he got COVID, and by all accounts of it was pretty much on death's door, ignoring doctors to come back for the Derby game to see us go down.
Yeah.
And then taking on what was quite a battle to reboot the Wednesday changing rooms by bringing in players to get rid of the players who
He had a
had
soft embargo as well. He went like he
yeah,
had.
we were up against all sorts, weren't we? And I think Moore's got a project with which Chancery's bought into, along with the fact that we have different people running the club and Chancery's letting them. He was forced into doing it, obviously because of COVID, and it's worked. And I think that's been if COVID could ever be a blessing,
Yeah.
it could be a blessing for Sheffield Wednesday in regards to that. It's meant that he can't have his controlling hand on the tiller 100%. He's had to let other people do it, and they've done a good job. Of which one of those is Darren Moore. So he's in a project. I think Darren Moore. He seems to have bought into it. You look at him clapping to Hi Ho Sheffield Wednesday or Hi Ho Silver Lining before the game. High five. He seems to have a deep-seated respect for other people in the game, deep-seated respect for anybody involved with the club, the fans. High-fiving all the mascots who were coming off the pitch on Saturday. Genuine love, and I had question marks on him last season. I'll be honest with you. I've never said a manager should leave. Probably Tony Pulis was one I would have done, but. He has turned the club around in regards to the ethos he's created in the changing room by I think the type of player he's brought in. So into your question about next season, I think there might be money to spend if we do go up, but I don't think he will bring players in who right. So for example, Carlos brought players in that upset the apple cart.
Yeah.
His second year.
It was all clicks. It was all cliques, weren't it? And
Forestieri riding his push bike was the main one, wasn't it? And not going to Norwich. And I think Darren Moore's a different breed to Carlos. Yeah, and I think he doesn't want to upset the apple cart, and he wants to create that team ethos that we've got. So if he does buy players, he'll buy them sensibly. I think he'll look at what's available. Christ almighty, look at the players we've got for nothing, though.
I know.
Look at some of those players that we bought for nothing.
Yeah,
people sign for us because of Darren Moore. It must be.
Look, the 250, the 250 grand that he spent on Malik Wills is arguably the signing that you wouldn't go and spend 250 grand on him necessarily. Mm-hmm. You'd have spent it on other ones that he's brought in for nothing.
Cost a fee as well,
I think we were starting to see, until he got injured, what he saw in Wilkes, wasn't it? I think Wilkes was starting to. I think he was unfit, definitely not match fit in regards to from coming from Hull. So, and I think we were starting to see a player, but unfortunately got injured. And with any luck, because I think he's back training, isn't he? I think with any luck, we might see that player, and he might be that added push.
Yeah,
towards the end of the
season. Circle back to Jayden Brown and Darren Moore's team ethic and having a happy camp. He could have come on and as a third choice left back and not be asked, couldn't he? But he's really, even though he's not the most talented player, he's really putting a shift in, and that you can only say that's down to Darren Moore.
Every single one, and you know what changed my mind a little bit about the way we're going, and it was very recently, and Ash was there as well, was the way the team behaved, and you were there as well, weren't you, Blair, after the Charlton game, that they were actually winning that game, grinding that result out at Charlton. They were elated. They ran up to the away fans at the end, and there was a lot of shirt pump, as if we'd won as if we'd won a league, not just that game. And that just showed to me the whole team ethic. And Windass, who in the past we've accused of being a slightly Mardy so-and-so, he was amongst their celebrating as well, wasn't he? It was none of this sulking because he'd been subbed. There's none of that now. He just came on and he celebrated, and everybody celebrated with the fans, and there was that great feeling of oneness. And I think that is the massive difference.
Yeah.
What we
but
have.
We're biased.
Season.
We're biased.
Of course we are.
But for me, there's only 13 clubs in this country you can argue who are bigger than us, who have a better history than us in this country. All right, Premier League year in the past 15 years. What's history doesn't mean anything anymore, does it? Because there's only the same 6 teams winning the same trophies all the time. But I think these players are finally getting it. And I think Barry Bannon got it 7 years ago. And I think George Byers gets it and Dennis Denoran gets it. But if this club gets going, it's going to be one hell of a ride, I think. And it just really annoys me when you see clubs who have been ran brilliantly, like Brentford. How are Brentford like 7th in the Premier League? I mean, and we're in the 3rd tier. I mean, it comes across as sour grapes, and do you know what I mean? But we're bigger than them, and they shouldn't be there. But that's how sometimes you got to feel. Sometimes, don't you? Really, really frustrating past 23 years for us fans. And
I think it was 2 years ago, wasn't it? Last week, about when we got beat 5-1 away.
Yeah.
There, did you go
and
to
how
that,
you
Ben?
gauged? How I
Yeah,
gauged this?
that were last game before COVID. I walked out on
COVID.
about
I think
70
it was
minutes.
2 years ago, wasn't it?
Like,
About
us
this
as
week or
fans,
last
us
week.
Wednesday fans,
Three.
Wednesday fans are starving for
3.
success.
Yeah, 3. Bloody hell.
Us Wednesday fans are starving for success, salivating for it, and you can tell this when you watch neutral teams on Sky, and the goal goes in, and the crowd
never do.
might just go. The crowd noise might be like, "Yeah," and it's like decent limbs as they call it these days. When Wednesday score in a big game like the Plymouth game or the Newcastle game, our crowd noise is insane because we are desperate for success at this club. Anyway, right, let's have a break.
That's every club will say that. Every fan of every club will say
I honestly believe our sound when our goal goes in is pure bliss. Right. Anyway, having a break.
The Wednesday week is sponsored by Michael Constantine Wealth Management. We bet you can't find a financial advisor closer to Hillsborough Stadium.
Balls,
Ghoulies,
chaps,
tackle,
knackers,
chaise long and armchairs.
dangleberries. Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts to their Performance Package 4.0, the Manscaped Boxers and Shed Travel Bag. Bring your comfort and boxers to another level.
Cojones,
Pebbles,
gonads,
plums.
family jewels, brass clankers.
The 4th generation trimmer features our cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. It's also waterproof and has a 4K LED spotlight if you need a more advanced shave.
Eggs,
Itchy and Scratchy, Mitchell Brothers,
jewels,
Hanging Brain,
twin bank robbers,
Chaps, Walnuts,
gobstoppers,
Gooseberries.
stabilizers.
The Manscaped 4.0 bundle. It reduces your risk of getting an ingrowing hair, it keeps them clean, it keeps them tidy, and it also increases your chance of fellatio by about 15%. That works out about 2% if you're married. So, you know. Anyway, enter the code TWW20 into the checkout. That's TWW20 into the checkout, and you can get yourself a 20% discount. Not too shabby, eh?
For our European listeners, Velata, Testicular.
Thanks for joining us. Listen to probably the Manscaped advert that Dan Fudge has just piped in there for you. I hope you've used the discount code for us. Right, My Wednesday is a new project that Ash is pioneering.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's our podcast. It's not mine. No,
it was your idea, mate. Your little baby.
It was the fruit of your loins, Ash.
Exactly, mate. Came out of your brain.
It's a podcast effort that we don't do mine, yours, or anything like that, mate. No,
that's true.
Not at all.
All right. I think what he's doing there, if it fails, he can blame us all. It's not the Anyway, what it is a podcast. We're going to interview basically the fans, the Sheffield Wednesday fans, because we're a fan-led podcast. We and we want to hear your stories. What Sheffield Wednesday means for you. It means a lot to everyone, and we've all got a story. Why we support it. I mean, why do we support it? I mean, you can just support Man United like everyone else. Right. So I want just to. I think we've got Gaz Robinson as the first guest. I think he's going to come out soon. We all know him.
Come on, Wednesday.
Come on, Wednesday.
Even a Deniran. Even a Deniran's got involved, hasn't he? That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Looking forward to hearing that. I think Fudge interviewed him on Monday. So just to give you a little idea what it's going to be about, I'm just going to go around these 3 lads here and ask them a quick question about Wednesday and what Sheffield Wednesday means to them. So Ben, why do you support us? Like, what got you into it, and what does Sheffield Wednesday mean to you?
Well, my dad, obviously, and then granddad before that, and probably granddad before that.
You're burdened.
Yeah. I think we've heard enough about my first game, but I can bring it up again. 2005, Brighton and Hove Albion at home. I think it finished 1-1. I think Colin Kazim Richards equalised it last minute for Brighton.
Wow.
The Coca-Cola kid.
Yeah, yeah. And it was the night that a streaker ran on, female streaker ran on and jumped on John Hills, the left back.
John Hills, yeah.
Yeah.
John.
That was my first game. And then
Was that Chris Turner?
No, it was first season in the Championship after promotion. So it's a bit probably still being historic at that point. But yeah, next game I think I asked my dad just halfway through the second half. I think I said, "When the streaker come on?" Because I just thought it were a dumb thing at that point. So yeah, that was my introduction, and then I've had the season ticket since. First half season ticket was the year that we beat Norwich on the final day to stay up. So that was the excuse me, that was the first season, and then been going ever since.
Brilliant. So do you go with your dad every game?
Yeah. Before COVID, it were home and away. Very rarely missed one. I've been a bit fewer on away games. Don't do too many away games at the moment. Just with doing other things. But yeah, still got a season ticket. Still go week in, week out.
I mean, this season's a pleasure, but sometimes it's like having an extra shift being a season ticket
Look,
holder.
I've not been as lucky as some other members of the podcast to see the glorious 90s. I was literally born 2 months after Wednesday were relegated from the Premier League. However many months relegated in May. I was born in September, so yeah, I've physically never seen Sheffield Wednesday in the Premier League.
Yeah, God, even I've seen that. Simon, what does Sheffield Wednesday mean to you then, mate? And then tell me about your first early memories.
My Sheffield, right? Okay, so I'll start with my early memories because my
this is where the camera goes black and white.
The camera goes black and white, and everybody's wearing hats. And
it cuts to the crowd, and they're all clapping very quickly. So then,
well done.
Well done. Yeah, in the comments.
Well done. I need to go now. I'm down the pit in half an hour. My early memories of Hillsborough are very much my dad's mum, my nanan, lived opposite Hillsborough Park. And when I was very young, we used to go on Saturdays, and I'd watch all these people going to the match. And at the time, my dad never took me. And I had a sort of idea in my head that there was something special happening in Sheffield because both Sheffield clubs had been in the doldrums for quite some time, in sort of the 70s, and I didn't start going till the 1980s. And we under Howard Wilkinson and United under Bassett were going places, and I used to watch them on TV, but it wasn't until the season we got relegated from the old First Division under Ron Atkinson that I actually start going in any sort of on a regular basis with my dad. We used to stand on the Kop. I can't remember what game was the first game that was in my head. I always remember going to Oldham away though, when Oldham didn't have a roof on their away end. Me and my dad went, and a kid climbed up on the barriers when he used to stand and had the barriers to stop the crowd searching. And this kid got up and he was absolutely hammered. And he stood on this barrier, going, "Hey, when's this?" before kickoff. And then he fell off and landed on his head on the concrete. And I just looked at my dad thinking, well, that's him dead. And he got up and went, "Yay!" Like,
if he was sober, it would have been.
Yeah, exactly. In regards to what it means to me, Wednesday means very much to me a family that my dad took me for years, and we always used to stand on the Kop, and then my mum started coming, and they sat in the north stand, and then I had a few. You were saying, Ben, about seeing the great years in the 90s. Trust me, mate, there was some fucking shit years after that when you didn't go either. There was just some dreadful. I've seen some dreadful times up until when you started going. And then obviously now, to me, I go with my son when we go home and away, and he's a teenager and he absolutely loves it, and they're great. And to me, it's a family thing, and it's seeing a lot of friends when I go to matches. Obviously, there's one here on the podcast tonight, Ash, who I've become good friends with, and we go to away games. My mate Adi comes. It's brilliant, and you see so many of the same people, and I see people when we went to Spora, Luxembourg, and we went to Kaiserslautern, who I still see now, and it's just a big family, and that's what I love about Wednesday, is just that family, the fact that we have people like, Gaz Robinson with his, outtake of a video, which just became a meme extravaganza last week, and it was just superb. Just superb. I love it. I just
one
love
of the
it.
reasons I fell in love with Sheffield Wednesday is for that reason, because my first season, I watched them on the telly. I was too young because I'm youngest of 4, so we couldn't afford to take all the kids, so I always got left behind. So my first game was Liverpool at home in 1999, 2000 season. So we all know what happened there. They got relegated from the Premier League. So I can remember watching this on the TV with Carboni and Di Canio, but then my first live football was Premier League. But what made me fall in love with Sheffield Wednesday is it's just like we just laugh at ourselves, sort of thing. Like, you know what I mean, that Gaz Robinson thing and the crowd. You just go to games. There's always someone that you just might say. I mean, looking back, some of the comments you did laugh at, thinking that, but you laugh at it because you probably shouldn't be saying that at the same time. But recent times have highlighted all that sort of stuff. And I think that's the reason why I like it, because I feel I just have a laugh when I go. I feel happy, even though we normally do lose. It doesn't normally make me happy as well. Just hearing some daft stuff that people come out with and just stupid. I hate the word banter, but you know what I mean. So yeah, I kind of get what you mean. Like the Gaz Robinson thing's pure example. Imagine being sat there and just hearing him say that. You know what I mean? With three rows in front of him and hearing him shout that. I mean, it would have cracked me up anyway. Ash, what does Wednesday mean to you? You on mute?
Sorry,
That's what it means to him.
Yeah, that's it.
Means
absolutely nothing.
Nothing. No. It means that I get to have a couple of hours out of the house with the lad. That's what it means to me, mate.
How did you start supporting?
Like anyone, my old man used to take me very rarely. It's only in the last probably 4 or 5 years that I've been going. Don't have many memories of I never went really. So yeah, very few and far between. So yeah, that's it. Easy as that.
Nice one. Glad you're not a guest.
Yeah.
Right. Speaking of having a laugh at the football, was anyone at the Dagenham and Redbridge game ages ago against? It was when the first season we got relegated after the Crystal Palace game. We played Dagenham and Redbridge first game of the season at home.
Yeah.
And their keeper was it was a larger keeper, let's put it that way, on the larger side. And he got some absolute pelters. He got some absolute pelters, and he proper bit that, you know what I mean? He proper bit. The crowd are fishing at him, digging at him, and then he proper bit into it. And that's what. And I took my mum. It was just me and my mum who went that game. And I remember that game for just for that, because me and my mum were just laughing his heads off at their keeper reacting to our crowd, just with really petty comments at him.
Obviously, I've never met your mum, Blair. I can just imagine her going, "You fat bastard! You fat bastard!"
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. She probably did say that. He saved quite a tame shot, and I can remember him turn into like the T1 block. I don't think it had its reputation it's got now. And he like sort of went, like, pumping his chest, and we're like, "Whoa, you made a save, mate. Well done." It was quite funny. And then I think Giles Coke scored, and then Clinton Morrison scored. Oh yeah. So that's my Wednesday. It's coming out very soon. I'm looking forward to listening to it, because some of the artwork Ash has done for the covers of each pod. It's
great. It's really good,
fantastic work.
It'd be great to hear from fans.
And it's completely free, boys.
And we've got some pelters coming up as well. Yeah. We've got some really nice, a nice mix of some fans you'll have heard of, and then obviously some fans you won't. So it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Hopefully.
It will be. I know it will be.
It will be. It will be. Right then, should we do the quiz?
Go on,
Even-
fire away.
I didn't can't quite hear you.
We're doing a quiz. Even our beloved Sheffield Wednesday club is doing a quiz now. Did you see the video today?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Come on, Wednesday.
Look, I invented the quiz. I brought it in on the show.
You
early last
that's a
season.
bold claim, that Blair. You invented the quiz. Do you
I
know
thought
how
it was
to-
we. I thought we did it as a
The
team.
quiz. The
The
quiz.
quiz.
I invented the quiz.
Right, Origin 2022. Some lad from from Rotherham made it. like that.
I think,
No
I
one's ever
think
done a
if we're
quiz
honest,
before the podcast.
we ought to not own up to that, seeing as how shit the last couple have been.
Yeah. Who made-
Well, this is
I can't-
Stevie's, I believe.
yeah,
isn't it?
this is Steve.
It'll be good then. It'll be good then.
If it goes wrong, listeners of the Wednesday Week podcast, his Twitter username is
At Spendog.
at Spendog double G. That is double G, capital S double G 5. If
Yeah,
this
but-
one goes wrong,
Just hashtag I love LP2, and you'll find him.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah, I was gonna. It's the only one tweeting it. But if he's got thick skin, Stevie. If you want to really offend him, start slagging off LP2, then that'll get to him. Yeah, that'll get.
For those not in the know, that's Liam Palmer, by the way.
Yeah.
Right, so it's a great quiz actually, but he's done a lot of research on it. So he's got a list of since 2000. Let me just do a quick bit.
that's all right. That's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
in your. You
Thought
always
of you
win
there,
it
Ben.
anyway. You always
Thought
win
of
it
you there.
anyway, Ben.
Well, my first answer is going to be Francis Jeffers, so don't know what the question is.
2000 is always a bit of a hazy one for me because that's the year I got
23
married, and then after that it was
names.
just awful.
So it's from 2000 to now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Players who got a cap for their country and played for their country while at our club.
Okay.
Oh man,
mean,
there's 23.
23. Yeah.
Jesus.
So we'll go Steve. No, we'll not ask Steve. Steve.
Fine. Hey.
Bloody hell,
When did
that's a great
When
start.
did he sneak? When did he
bringing him.
sneak in?
We're bringing him in. He knows all the answers. we're going Ash Ben Sai.
Oh, cheers.
Come on, Ash. Try and participate properly, mate.
What is he insinuating there?
Well, you just said there's a Francis
Quizzes are
Jeffers.
shit, that's why. So a player that was at Sheffield Wednesday on the books
Yeah, and then
when
and
he
then
got
played-
a cap for
Yeah.
England.
Yeah, not their first cap, just any cap.
Don't have to be for
Of the-
England, does it? It's just
Not
international.
not just
No.
England. No.
Oh, oh my God! Here we go. Oh well, I best participate, really, aren't I? I will go for Liam Palmer.
Oh,
100%. He got one for Scotland.
LP2.
Of course.
Of course he did. That's why I did the quiz, just to highlight that.
Yep.
That was it.
Yeah, it was. I bet that's for you. Right. Well, then,
Go on, Ben.
That was my only solid one, actually. I'll go Westwood.
Westwood's on there.
Must have got
Westwood.
one. Yeah.
Si.
Clinton Morrison.
No. You're out, mate.
yeah.
The thing is, the listeners will be annoyed because they like it when we get going, when we get round. Right, go on then.
Well,
Well,
Si.
give me
Somebody
another
likes
go. I
it.
know another one. Give me another go.
Oh no, you're out. Fuck off.
All
Right,
right, then.
right,
Okay.
give me another go. Give me another go.
Okay.
Let's make it.
Right, go around again.
Right,
I
have
thought
another
he
go.
played for Trinidad and Tobago. I can't remember his name, but the keeper from last year who plays for Northern Ireland.
Like,
What's
oh
his
yeah.
name? Who was on sign? Who we
I
signed
know.
from?
I know, you need
Burnley.
the full. You need his date of birth. You need full name. You need his address and
I
everything.
can't remember his name. Can't remember
You're
his name.
out.
I can't.
Well, don't tell
right
him.
Oh,
waste
is it?
your life.
Pardon? Well, there you go.
Oh.
You can have him. I'm out. There
Well,
you
he's
go.
not.
There
No,
you
he's
go.
not on the list. He's not on the list.
What? He played for.
He is.
Play-
He's
He is.
actually.
He's definitely
He
on the
played-
list.
Oh,
he
mate.
definitely
Oh,
played- he
Stevie, you're having it. He saved
You're
the penalty, didn't he?
Yeah,
He
he
did
actually,
as
yeah.
well.
He saved a penalty. All right, I'm going Andy Hinchcliffe.
What was it?
From 2000.
Come on, we need to roll this on. Yeah, go on.
Since
Andy
2000.
Hinchcliffe.
2000.
Is it? Oh,
Yeah. And you're out.
Right, I've
oh
won.
what a shame. Wait, Ben won by default.
I need to answer this next. I do
Go on,
need
then.
one more, I think,
Go on,
don't
say
I?
one more.
Bannon.
100%. Of course, yes. Right.
What about Atinu?
Yeah, no, he was on there.
Yeah.
Let's try and get
JJ.
through them then.
Did JJ play?
Yeah, JJ got one.
Right, go on then, fire away. Come on.
Dion Burton.
Dion Burton. Yeah, another Jamaican. 100%.
Jamaica. Michael Hector.
No.
Oh no, are we allowed? Well, yeah, you said lone players. Is that why Bailey Peacock Farrell weren't on? Because he were a lone
That was
player.
it, Bailey Peacock Farrell.
Oh shit!
Oh yeah.
Did he say loans? He needs to clarify. I got done last week.
Loans have to be in that.
Gotta be. Is Kenwin Jones on there?
He's just put a list of every player who has earned an international cap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Peacock Farrell should have been on there, Steve. Sorry,
I thought this were a banger, Steve. Come on, man.
And he's not here to defend himself.
Yeah,
so carry on, lads.
Right, Ben. I'm Nicholas Alexanderson.
From 2000.
Oh.
I know he did play for us after 2000.
Callum Patterson.
Callum Patterson's one of them, yeah. There was another lad last season who played for us.
Massimo.
Last season.
Yeah.
No, not long ago.
No, he didn't get him. No.
Played up front. I didn't like him. Glad he went.
Berina. Yeah, I've got him down.
Oh, Canberra. Berahino, yeah.
Did Canberra as well?
Right, come on.
Canberra's a shout.
No, he didn't.
No.
So it's Berahino, Patterson, Palmer, Nui Pudel, Stephen Fletcher, Barry Bannon, Lucas Zhao, Kieran Westwood, Jax Magoma, Stevie May.
Stevie May. Oh,
yeah.
Jesus H.
Playing as England.
Come on.
Yeah, he did.
Angichi Onreibu, USA.
Yeah.
USA. Is it Camille Zayata?
Yeah.
Yep.
Zaya. Picnic.
Who did he play for?
I had him down. I had next Picnic now.
Yeah.
Slovenia.
Yeah, Slovenia.
Slovenia.
Redder Johnson.
I had Reader down.
Jermaine Johnson.
Oh, you'd have smashed it, Ben, I think.
Sheffield Kuchi.
Yeah, Kuchi on there. Frankie Simic, Majin Bagheera, Dion Burton, James Quinn, Chris Brunt, and Alan Quinn.
Oh, Jesus, Chris Brunt.
He was all right, wasn't
I think his name's just Chris Brunt. Jesus.
Chris Brunt Jesus? Is that his name?
Jesus. Chris Brunt Jesus. Anyway, another rip-roaring quiz.
They're getting better every week. The problem is there's not many Sheffield Wednesday topics you can do. I think we are scraping the bottom of the barrel now.
Ash has had enough.
Yeah, Ash has had enough so much that he's frozen.
It's like a red dwarf at Crichton has a fucking Crichton has a short circuit. It's just like a quiz. It's just destroyed it.
I'm not quite sure that look on his face is. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Oh, he's gone.
Oh, he's gone. The host is gone.
You're the host.
I mean, the host of the stream.
It's going really well, this Blair.
Oh, mate, the listeners are going to love this. It's going to get 5 stars. It's going to be like Uber Eats. So, we've got Portsmouth on Saturday. Quick. Nervous? You're the one who go inside. I'm not nervous. But...
No. They gave us a run at the start of the season, didn't they? The first game at home, wasn't it? We ended the season. We thrashed them. Start of the season, I was a bit disappointed. Was it a 2-2 draw? 2-2 draw. Start 3-3. Jesus.
It was Deli Bashir, didn't he? Scored them 2 bangers.
Yeah, I
think
we're a different side to what we were at the start of the season. A hell of a different side. He's got his 11 that he wants. We've got the midfield we want. I don't. No, I don't fear them at all. I don't think it'll be a high-scoring game again. I don't think many games against us are. The defence is too good.
I think that's the way we like it now.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a good day. I think there's quite a few. We're meeting Holly down there. I think Dan's coming down, so it's a bit of a Wednesday week meet up before the game. And yeah, I'll be saying 1-0, 2-0, maybe 2-1 to Wednesday, 2-1. But I think we'll come back with 3 points. We have to.
Yeah, I mean,
Quite literally, we have to.
I'm looking at this. I'm looking at their stats, and they've got, again, relying on one goal scorer. Colby Bishop's got 15 goals, and then the guy behind that's got 4 goals, and then highest assists person has got five assists. So it's like, oh yeah, I mean, I'm not a stats man because I think stats you can make stats read whatever you want them to read, but what impresses me the most about Wednesday under Darren Moore is that we do spread the goals out, and it's just so impressive. It's not a fluke because we've done 2 seasons in a row now. It's not like it was a one-off last season. This season we're doing it again, aren't we? So
yeah.
And I think that's, and so it's funny because every other journalist or fans will say they're crap. How are they top of the league? But then every opposing manager always say, God, they're a good team. after we've beat their team. Do you know what I mean? So it's funny how a manager sees it different to a fan. Ben, I take it you're not ruined either, are you? I think you're like me. I'm very confident about winning the title. So
I just think it's another game where we're now expecting us to grind it out. Whether we play well or not, we're just expecting us to come away with some sort of result. Look, a point won't be the end of the world, in my opinion. If we come away with 3, even better. But yeah, I think just stay unbeaten, to be honest. I think a point would be a half decent point.
Darren Moore,
as long as you then can pick 3 up against Bolton, and even a point against Barnsley, and then you've got an easier running. I think it's just, at the moment, they said draws kill you, but I think for us at the moment, if we can just stay unbeaten and keep momentum going, I think that means a little bit more.
Yeah, Darren Moore's analogy of the British rowing team and doing every stroke one at a time, and not looking at the touchline to divert your stroke or lose your stroke, and that. I think that's a polite way of saying we're just going to grind out results as well. Ash, we're back.
Sorry about that. I needed to put 50p in meter. I lost my internet.
It's all right, mate.
All right.
Did
I win at the quiz?
You did win. Well done.
You did. Well done.
Hey.
You've got a checkbook and pen in the post.
Bloody hell. We'll explain that after the pod, Ben, what that is.
Yeah, what a check.
All right.
Ash, you were on about Portsmouth. What are you bothered? Are you scared?
Oh, I'm bothered.
Bothered about the journey?
Yes. So it's all about the day, isn't it? The football. And I've said this not in the last few weeks, but the football spoiled the day out. So not this time. It's going to be good. Pretty positive about Portsmouth, I've got to say. After obviously we talked about earlier, I am. You know me, I'm not the most positive guy ever, but I am. I'm feeling. I think, like you say, if we get through Saturday and then a couple of games after that, I think it's should be good. They've got not. It's one of those, isn't it? You ask about the game and Portsmouth. It's like I haven't seen them, so they had a shit result last night, didn't they? So. Are they going to bounce back? Are they going to be hurting? So, I don't think we've got anything to worry about. To touch wood, obviously, that's. I think it's 3 points for us. And it's going to be a good weekend.
Good stuff. Right. Any other business before we wrap this up?
I have one.
Go on.
I would like to give a shout out to a friend of the show, John Harks, whose birthday is today at the time of recording. So happy birthday, John, all the way over there in the US of A. Have a good day from all of us at the podcast. So I know you listen every week, so just thought I'd do that.
Yep, same, John. Happy birthday, mate. Fantastic. My any other business is manager of the month.
Curse, the curse.
Our manager has been put up for it again. And can I please ask? I'm not sure who votes. Who votes for manager of the month? Who actually decides?
Well, it's
who
not.
is manager?
It's not going to be the fans because no fan would vote for their manager. Would
No,
they?
it wasn't. It's
Or
vote
vote
for the
for someone
opposing
else.
manager.
But
I don't know who votes, but can we
No.
just make sure that Darren isn't voted manager of the month and does not win this accolade at all, and doesn't win it next month or the month after, and then just wins manager of the season. So,
I don't
so anybody
believe
who's voting, please don't vote for Darren. Thank you very much. The end.
I don't believe in all that curse stuff. I think he deserves it. He's been really.
He does deserve it. Whole-hearted.
We haven't had one
But at the
since
end of the day,
2016, have we? We haven't had one since Carlos 2016.
Have we not? We not had a manager of the month since
I don't really care. I don't want it. He has no business being at Sheffield Wednesday. Thank you very much. The end.
Fair enough.
Well,
Ben,
I don't
any
know.
other business?
Any other business,
No.
Ben?
No, just to agree with that. Just finish on that.
Class. Right, I don't know how to sign it off. So just say, see you later.
The Wednesday week is sponsored by Michael Constantine Wealth Management. We bet you can't find a financial advisor closer to Hillsborough Stadium.